it's time for Cox and Crendor.
Cox and Crendor in the morning.
In the morning. Broadcasting live. In 4-hour recording studio audience. Recording. Wake your ass up. It's the next Crendor in the morning. Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Cox and Crendor in the morning.
It is a new day. It is a Tuesday.
Ooh, I like what you did there.
Yeah.
For once, I'm almost proud of you.
Thank you. That's all I want in life.
Almost.
I'll take almost pride.
So, can I just say that I have punished myself.
Okay.
And I've learned a valuable lesson. So, for a long while, I was all about going to the gym and doing all the working out stuff, and I just became lazy and just didn't go. I was like, It got down to where it was like, man, I have so much work to do. Priorities. Do I continue to earn a living or do I go to the gym? And so
money won.
Yeah, money won. and so yesterday I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna get back on the bandwagon. I'm doing it. Ang-ba-dang, back on the treadmill. Let's do this thing. And so I went to the gym for about an hour and a half, and then I woke up today, and my body is in so much pain. Like, everything about me aches. I can't even... I tried to yawn, and my body was like, whoa, slow down, partner. Like, all my muscles just were like, nope.
What are you doing, trying to lift the truck here?
What? It's like, no, we are not going to do that, my friend. I was like, ow. So, lessons have been learned.
Similarly,
so today,
I tried to do more yoga, and now my neck hurts.
Well, that's stupid. That's your problem. You
But
need
it felt
you
good.
need to do that like heat yoga, hot yoga.
Oh, yeah,
Tell me
hot
what it's
yoga.
like. So,
I
like,
should.
if you see visions, I one time had a friend. I had a friend who was like, dude, I swear by hot yoga. I'm like, what? All it is they turn the temperature up really high and then you do yoga. There's nothing. Like, no, you don't get it though. It's so moist in that room. I was like, what? What? It's like, it's so moist in there. It's like humid heat. And I'm like, uh-huh. And he's like, you feel it in your soul. Like, I don't want to feel anything like that.
I'm pretty sure that's dehydration you're feeling.
Right? And so he was explaining that because of the dehydration, while you're doing the yoga, you experience a high you've never felt before in your life. And I was like, oh, that sounds dangerous. It sounds like when people are like, I like when people choke me while we're having sex. Like, that's still dangerous.
It is still
That's still
dangerous.
people die with ropes around their neck trying to get off. And this guy's saying it's pretty much the exact same thing.
Well,
I was like,
we
what
got
is
some
going
daredevils
on?
out there.
So
That's-
I want you to do hot yoga. Really,
Okay.
This is me asking you to strangle yourself while having sex.
What-
Crendor, would
what
you
if-
strangle yourself?
Oh my god. What if you were strangling each other while doing
Doing
in
hot yoga?
yoga?
Oh my god!
You would probably see the craziest visions of your life. I'm just saying.
See. He told me that it's like Native American like sweat lodges, and but here's the thing. In a Native American sweat lodge, they're like doing peyote and like getting high as kites with the heat.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to yoga and then smoking it while you're like in yoga class, I'm pretty sure that's not a sanctioned yoga technique.
Yeah, they're just in like a sauna smoking weed. That's all
Sitting
they're
hippie
doing.
technique.
I don't even remember what we were talking about. Oh yeah, the exercise.
Yeah, so my body is in a lot of pain, but that's what happened to me.
Well, speaking of exercise, I also did the opposite and went and bought the cookie butter.
Did you?
Yes. So I
Go
made
on.
toast.
Is it hot? Is the toast still hot?
The toast is still hot.
Good. All right. Have you
All right.
tasted the cookie butter yet?
No.
Don't taste
This
it.
is-
Don't taste it.
I'm not
Guys,
gonna
this
taste
is
it.
this just in. Crendor tastes cookie butter for the first time.
I'm excited. I'm
I'm
hoping
excited for you.
It's not going to be like that Amazon guy.
The Amazon guy didn't know what he's talking about. He's a nerd.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to
All
let
right.
it sit here and melt a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, melt cookie butter.
You're not gonna be able to talk. You'll be like, it's so good. I can't even tell you how good it is.
I'm so excited. There's
You
the
should
and
be.
when I checked out, the guy was like, "Dude, we got the chocolate swirl cookie butter now," and I was like, "What?" And he's like, "You ever have Dunkaroos?" I was like, "I think I did a long time ago." He's like, "It's like the Dunkaroos."
Here's the thing. Chocolate swirl cookie butter?
Yeah.
That might be too much. It's like when in the movies the bad guy always tries to get like, the Holy Grail or insert really any Indiana Jones villain.
Yeah.
And when they do it, in the end it backfires on them
Yeah.
and they end up melting. That's what I imagine happens when you combine cookie butter with chocolate. I imagine it's so good, your face melts off. Like, I shouldn't have pursued perfection. That's what I imagine happens.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try it.
All right.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You're right.
Told you.
You're right.
Told you.
It's like, okay. Let me Food Network it up a bit here.
Okay, Chef Gordon Ramsay, go for it.
Okay, so you got the texture of the toast. Very crisp, not too soggy. It's also cinnamon bread.
Oh.
That cinnamon flavor is melding with the cookie butter. Now the cookie butter,
It's just you going, I told you. Once you have cookie butter, you become some sort of animal, and you just have to have more. You're just like, oh, so good. Oh,
I get that graham crackery flavor, but it's not too powerful of a graham cracker. It's a nice mellow graham cracker, like it's just sitting by the fire having a glass of wine. And it's got a sweetness to it, but it's not too sweet. It's like just a dash of sweetness. Hold on. Now it's like you're eating a cookie, but you're not. You're eating toast.
We are single-handedly selling this product. I don't know how I didn't know it existed. A friend said, like, how have you never had this? And bought me a jar, and now I'm hooked.
They only
I'm
had like
hooked.
3 left when I went.
I think it's like the new thing.
There's gotta be.
It's gotta be the new thing. It's like Cronuts. Remember when everyone was on Cronuts?
No.
It's a croissant and a donut. That might have been an LA thing. Like, dudes would line up for miles to get a cronut.
A cronut.
I have still never had one. I keep my croissants and my donuts separate. I don't.
Thought it was gonna be like a crow.
A cronut.
Like
Keep them separate. Keep them separate. Croissants are not meant to be glazed with donut goodness.
I agree. I mean,
It's
really,
just fundamental things, my friends.
that's why they're separate.
That's why they were separate to begin
That's why
with.
it
Yeah.
hasn't been a thing
If
until
we're
now.
gonna
It's just
make everything donuts, why not make a donut apple?
we've hit a point in time where we've created so many things that people are just starting to take things and throw them together and be like, "Does that work?" No.
Why not?
Okay.
Why not take celery and dip it in some glaze? There you go. Cell nut. Done.
Sell nut.
Way to go. You ruined something else. Stop ruining things, chefs.
Yeah. Let's start using this cookie butter.
Yeah, put cookie butter on everything. Dude,
Oh
I put
my
cookie
God.
butter on apple the other day. It was so good.
Oh my god.
It was so good.
The toast is already gone.
You can't resist it. You can't resist the cookie butter.
How could that guy say it's overrated?
Because that guy's like, you know how when there's a movie review and you go to Rotten Tomatoes and it has a 99% review rating and
That
there's
one
that
guy.
one guy who's like, it was okay, but it wasn't nearly as good as that independent film no one saw this year. That really stood out in the crowd. This is just another example of corporate Hollywood. It's that guy. It's the I threw it to the ground guy. Like, I don't need your handouts. Like, what? What are you talking? It's that guy.
Yeah. Like, shut up, you nerd.
Yeah, it's that guy.
Well, all I know is Amazon guy was like, this wasn't a life-changing Holy Grail experience. It was for me. I feel like I'm a new person now.
You have when you taste it, you can't go back to peanut butter.
You can't.
Nuts don't cut it anymore.
They don't.
The one thing I will say though is that the crunchy version is not as like the crunchy version is the exact same thing except they left little pieces of cookie in it, which really doesn't matter. Like the crunchy version isn't that terrific. I had a sample of it. It's okay. What I will say, like crunchy peanut butter, if you're a crunchy person, crunchy peanut butter is probably the way to go.
Yeah, I like
that has
crunchy peanut butter.
So do I. But if it comes down to creamy peanut butter versus creamy cookie butter, creamy cookie butter wins.
Easy.
Hands down.
Easy.
12,000% of the time.
He was all like, oh, I ate it out of the jar. You know what? I just ate it out of the jar. It was damn good.
It's very good. He's an idiot. Look, some people, Crendor, are dumb. And then other people are listening to this podcast right now.
They have good taste. That's
very
why they're
good
listening.
Taste. They taste just like cookie butter.
They taste like
everyone
good
watching right now.
Content.
You taste like cookie butter.
That was a good experience. I'd
was.
rather
There
do
you
that
go.
than go to India.
There you go. I'm not sure. You know what? Actually, probably. India, I probably would avoid
Yeah.
if I had the choice of cookie butter.
I mean, what do they do in India? They just like...
Unless they make cookie butter in India. Oh
Whoa.
my God. Then we got to go.
I mean, wouldn't it just be a factory of people making cookie butter?
Well, still, you never know. Could be. I want to know what idiot was like the genius that came up with cookie butter. Because he stumbled on it.
Yeah.
Like something happened where he stumbled on making cookie butter. Like there was no one who said, you know what? I'm gonna make cookie butter.
Okay.
I don't think anyone ever thought that up. Are we gonna look this up? Where did cookie butter come from?
I don't know, but okay, this is what's on cookie butter. It says, all you have to do is taste it to understand. I agree. Spread on pancakes or waffles, peanut butter and cookie sandwiches. Serve on ice cream, dip pretzels or celery. What don't you do with this something this delicious? Whoa, it's 57% Speculoos.
Apparently, Speculoos is from Belgium.
Whoa. Belgium?
What? Here's the story.
Whoa.
Okay. So, in the Belgian city of Hasselt, they have a local variety of Speculoos, which is basically a cookie with pepper, cinnamon, ginger cloves, cardamom, and nutmeg in the cookie.
Whoa.
And so, they kind of make they made these cookies and they sold them abroad. And what happened was Belgian companies began making a paste variant of Speculoos because what would go on is people would take the cookies and put butter with them and make like a cookie butter sandwich.
Whoa.
Right? And so what happened is this company was like, well, why don't we just combine the two?
And that was genius.
And that's how it happened. I think the problem I have now is, why are people combining cookies with butter?
I mean,
is this what happens when you live in Northern Europe? Is your day just filled with like, how crazy of a food can I eat?
I mean,
what can I eat besides herring and
it's
other
already
fish
like,
varieties?
If you live in like the West Coast, like California, well, LA, you used to like the heat, or the South or whatever. Then you get to the Midwest or the East Coast, and it's cold half the year. Then you go to Northern Europe, and it's never, there's no heat ever. So you know what they got to do?
Here's the thing. It's so, think about this. Mm-hmm. In the West Coast, where it's very hot, people love spicy food.
Yeah.
In the Midwest, where it's bland and boring, people love bland food.
But I'm in the Midwest and I like spicy food.
You're an aberration. You're a freak. And look, and in Europe, people like European food.
Whoa.
Why is that?
Because they're European.
I don't know where I was going with that. I was just dicking around. No, yeah, we've learned something here today.
And they like fish.
Well, that's not all Europeans. I'm sure the French don't love fish. I guess everyone loves fish, and if you don't love fish, then you're not one of the people we're talking about. You're not everyone.
Yeah. You're not an everyone. You're
not
every
an everyone.
Other one.
Oh. Good one, Crendor. You got him. All right.
got 'em.
So, enough of that. We have explored the world of nonsense and cookie butter far too much, I would say.
I'd say so.
I think we never need to address this again.
Probably not. I think
We have now spent 2 podcasts talking about something that is not even worth talking about. Whatever.
yeah, but on this one we tried it. Well, I tried it.
All right. Well, I think it's time to go to chapter 7 of the Sky with Crendor. Crendor, how's that traffic out there?
Well, man, traffic's crazy today because everybody is now going back to their work or school. Because I guess yesterday was Columbus Day. I forgot all about that because I don't celebrate holidays like normal people anymore because I work on the internet. And I fly this chopper copter, which if I look down on the street, it looks like Edward Markland has just bought himself some cookie butter, and he is having a seizure on the road because of how good it is. That is insane. Also, James Glass looks like he is trying to steal the cookie butter away from Edward, but he's having a hard time because he is not letting go. Back to you.
Thanks, Crendor. 2 things. 1, cookie butter, it'll give you seizures. That's the slogan. And 2, Columbus Day, as a former teacher, is my favorite holiday because it sums up America perfectly.
It really does.
We honor a man who came to a new world that had already been landed on multiple times, who conquered it by murdering nearly every one of the people on the Bahamas and then taking the rest and putting them into slavery. And we're like, that's a good guy. We're going to name cities after him. We're going to have a holiday after him. He founded this great nation of ours, is what he did.
You know what? He did. And he did so by mass genocide and
That's
disease
how he did it.
spreading.
Columbus Day.
We may as well have like Hitler Day.
Seriously. Like, you know what? We overlooked that. I love our country's very good.
Yeah.
We're very good at only picking and choosing certain things. Like, yes, our forefathers were very wise men. And meanwhile, like, they were deists. They believed God was dead. They owned slaves, right? Like, they're they have this
Franklin's
entire.
like, I'm gonna go to France and bang hookers.
Benjamin Franklin was a known whoremonger, right? Like, there's.
Like he was the Tyrion of that time.
And everyone. Here's the thing, though. This is why I like Ben Franklin. Ben Franklin was like a 60-year-old fat man who was loved by all the women of the world because they were like, oh, Benjamin Franklin, he's so smart, boobs. Right? Back then, brains got you laid. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Nerds invent time travel, and we will get laid together. I get to go on this trip because I gave you the idea, and we will get gonorrhea syphilis together from old whores.
Yeah, they didn't know what it was back then.
Yeah, it just made you crazy.
Yeah, like, oh, my pancreas sure hurts today. Probably from the devil.
No, because as we've discussed, our forefathers thought God died, so they didn't.
That's true. You make a valid point.
That's all I'm saying is the reason why they were like freedom of religion is because a lot of them had some pretty funky religious ideas. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, people of the world who were like, our nation was founded on these principles. The only principles our nation was founded on was take what you can and give nothing back.
Yeah.
Basically, we were Pirates of the Caribbean logic.
I heard that they made Columbus Day a holiday because the Catholic Church wanted like a person to give like a Catholic type of holiday to. Because I guess he was Catholic.
Well, St. Patrick's Day is a Catholic holiday, and we Americans love St. Patrick's Day.
Well, yeah, because they just drink on it.
Which is, I think, again, funny. I definitely need to start making my Jesse Explains America series again, because I looked back and realized, besides Black Friday, we have St. Patrick's Day, a day that, as far as I can tell, most people in Ireland don't really celebrate. And all we do is just get wasted. We dye our rivers green, and we're like, we're Irish, woo! Like, you're not Irish. You're some Polish kid from Milwaukee. What are you doing? I'm Irish today, I am. Cinco de Mayo is another one of my favorites because it's basically everyone in America thinking it's Mexican Independence Day when it's totally not. And everyone's like, happy Cinco de Mayo, man, woo! And if you actually ask people, they're like, Mexican independence? Not even remotely close.
It's when we got freed from the government and got taken over by the drug lords.
Nope, not even close. Oh, speaking of drug lords, they caught some of them. That was
they did?
awesome. Yeah.
Where'd that happen at?
I don't know, like the cartel guys, they caught some.
There's probably more. We're just waiting to rise up. But
That's true.
caught a couple of them.
All right, so let's move to weather.
Let's see, we could go to Columbus, Ohio. Columbus, Ohio.
Great.
It is 69 degrees. And it's partly cloudy. We got some east-southeast winds. What's that even mean? East-southeast?
Between east and southeast.
But what's between east and... Is that like a...
East-southeast is between east and southeast.
Is that like a 7 o'clock?
I guess. I can't picture a clock. It's like a it's like a 2:30. No, that's wrong. It's like a 4:15.
4:15. All right. 77% humidity, a low UV index of 0, and the next 6 hours you're gonna be partly cloudy. You got temperatures reaching the mid 60s with a south-southeast wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Watch out for that 10-mile visibility. It's gonna be a little rough driving to work in Columbus.
All right, now let's go over to the sports stats with Crendor. How's the sports?
Sports today are phenomenal. Let me tell you something about sports.
Go on.
Okay, so in football news, not like football, but like football, like American.
Well, then say it like you're an American.
Okay. The Giants lost 27-0 to Philadelphia. Really just a terrible game by them. Also, Dallas beat Seattle. That was crazy the other day. Right now, it looks like San Francisco's beating Seattle on Monday Night Football. But
And by the time you listen to this, there will be a score, but we won't have it.
yeah. Jacksonville, Tennessee. That was a battle of the terrible teams. Jacksonville had their game-winning field goal blocked, and now they are still winless. Although now they have a quarterback that can actually play pretty well.
That
but
poor
they need,
couple, that poor couple from last night, still fighting with that axe.
Yep,
They just cannot stop.
They got Blake Bortles now. He's like a Ben Roethlisberger. He just has no other players around him to do anything.
He's like a Ben Roethlisberger. Ladies of Jacksonville, watch yourself.
Especially Crazy Axe Woman. She's got to keep that axe close.
Watch yourselves.
Keep that axe close.
Florida Ben Roethlisberger is on the loose.
Oh, and Carolina and Cincinnati tied.
What?
First tie since week 12 of last week. Or last year, not last week.
Huh. Why was it a
And
tie?
Because
How?
they play one overtime, and then it's just tie. If it's
That's
still the
lazy.
same.
That's lazy. It should be like football where they just kick field goals at each other.
Oh, like college?
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
you do it.
Well, Cincinnati could have won, and they missed an easy field goal. And then New England beat Buffalo.
So really, everything is right with the world. The Bengals still suck. Buffalo still sucks. Jacksonville still sucks.
Yep, they all still suck.
Everything
Hockey
is
started,
right with the world. I saw.
which is awesome. I like hockey. Hockey's probably my favorite thing to watch. It's just
Hockey,
exciting.
We've
I'm surprised.
talked about this before. It's a lot of fun to watch hockey because it's men skating around, bludgeoning each other, trying to get a little tiny black little puck thing.
Yeah.
And then they fling it as hard as they can at a man with a mask. It's pretty great.
And it's like,
pretty great.
A lot of American people are like, I don't like hockey, it's dumb. But it's like, if you really like watched it and got into it, you'd realize it's the perfect American sport. Not baseball.
It's true.
Hockey.
Oh,
because
baseball's too boring and slow. The only reason
Yeah.
why people go to watch it is to get drunk in the stands.
Yeah.
Basketball is too ego-driven. It's all about
Yeah.
1 2 dudes on a team, and everyone else is just there.
Which is
right?
why all the free agency happens, and that's more of exciting than the actual basketball.
Yeah,
like,
basketball's
where's LeBron
dumb.
gonna go?
Basketball's stupid. College basketball's good, but
Yeah,
basketball's
college is
dumb.
good.
Football's very slow, and you're only really in it for the commercials at some, for Super Bowl time.
It's just kind of like a big it's like a big roller coaster. It's like, whoa! Okay,
Yeah, something
wait.
happened, and now 10 minutes of nothing. And oh my God, no!
But hockey's just like
hockey's
bam,
like-
bam, 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 and
Yeah,
there's
it's
hardly
like
any
sticking a needle
commercials.
of adrenaline in your vein.
Yeah. Oh my god.
You know what hockey is
great.
like? It's like watching America in the FIFA World Cup all the time.
It is.
You're just like, are they gonna do it? Is it possible they're gonna do it? No, they're not gonna do it. Oh, they're not gonna. Oh my god, they're gonna do it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna. Oh my god, they're horrible. Oh my god, no.
But
That's hockey all
it's
the
even
time.
better because they can hit each other and fight.
And they're on skates.
And they're on skates.
And they have sticks.
I saw one guy. He got his like throat sliced because he fell down and a skate like cut him in his throat. But he came back and played like the next week.
Because he's a badass. Because
Like-
that man's a badass. Also, let's be clear, none of them are really cocky assholes. They're all sort of like, these are the rules of hockey.
Yeah.
We're a team. We're all
They're just,
brothers.
like, hard and tough. Just like, let's go do this. Which you would think even more American people would be like. 'Cause they're like, yeah, that's America.
You know why we don't like it?
'Cause
Canada.
it's from Canada. Yep.
Canada
That's
ruined
why.
it. We would have loved it if we created it, but Canada did, and we can't give them credit for anything.
You know what? The Chicago people like it. That meatball guy likes it. He's just like, you know what? I used to not like the hockey. You know what I like now? I like the hockey. Blackhawks, 2 cups in 4 years. I used to not even know what a Stanley Cup was. I just brought one home to my beer keg, you know. But now I got one. We got one. The city. Do you know when the Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup? It was like the biggest turnout in Chicago. It was like 2 million people showed up on like a weekday afternoon.
Yeah, that says a lot about Chicago.
It was like, we won the sports that we didn't even care about 3 years ago, but we won it. We're the best.
That's like when the Kings win in LA. Everyone shows up and like, yeah, we're so good. Like, do you even know what you're cheering for? No, man, it's a street parade. We're number 1. Like, what? Okay, sure.
That's sports.
All right, Crendor, what is our big news story of the day?
Let me start out the big news story of the day by saying the McRib is going to be back very soon.
Oh my god.
It's been announced that the end of this month it's coming back.
They know when to bring it back. They know
know.
when America needs a pick-me-up.
I feel like I should eat a McRib live on a podcast as well.
We should both go get McRibs
Yes.
and eat them live and talk about the
man.
differences between a Chicago McRib and an LA McRib. Oh my god. And then if we both die live on air from eating McRibs, it'll be great. It'll be the best podcast
It
ever.
will.
Mhm.
Oh my god. This is a brilliant idea.
I like how that's how we start our big news. Big news, everybody. The
McRib.
McRib. The sandwich made to simulate fake ribs from meat-like substitute is back.
It's back. They just spotted it in Iowa. The McRiblocator.com.
If you
And
lived-
Guatemala.
If you lived in Idaho, or really any central state where farming is a big thing,
Yeah.
and you went to McDonald's rather than just go down the street and get a real piece of meat,
Uh-huh.
you're just lazy as shit.
You are.
You are legitimately the most lazy person who ever lived.
Legitimately lazy.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's McRib.
I mean, it's like $3.
And you got
Can't
some
be-
fries.
You get some fries and a drink. Oh, Crendor. I'm gonna put the fries on the McRib,
Oh, man.
and the fries with that nasty,
You're a madman.
that nasty sauce. I'm gonna eat it all at once. Oh my god. Oh my god, Crendor. Speaking of which, back to working out.
Oh, yeah. Back to working out. Oh, my God.
That-
I have a
that ended
McDonald's story.
quickly.
I have a... Oh, my God. Okay.
What? Well, okay.
I got to tell you the McDonald's story. So one time,
Okay.
it was 3 a.m. We went to McDonald's. And there was this lady in the parking lot blasting music out her car. And on her dashboard were all these pictures of like families. And you could see in like her like windshield like the reflection of the pictures, so you knew like what it was. And so she just kept blasting music, and we were like, what's wrong with her? Like, she didn't do anything. And so we kept trying to like look
You are
over at her.
legitimately the worst at telling stories. So, like, we were looking at her, and then we were trying to look at her, and as we're looking at her, what are you talking about?
I don't know. She's just a crazy person. I was convinced she like murdered all those people. And then there's this old Asian man in McDonald's, but he was a crazy person. And he would just sit there with his hat over his eyes, like, and he's just eating his food. But he was crazy.
At 3
And then-
a.m.?
Yeah, 3 a.m. And this other time we were there at 3 a.m. and this old man who looked like Wilfred Brimley comes up to us and he's like, "You guys talking about math?" We weren't talking about math. And he's like, "Let me tell you something about math. I used to be the best math person in my class back in high school." He's like 60 years old telling like high school stories. And he's like, "There was this one time where the teacher gave us a math problem that even Einstein couldn't solve. They sent it to him and he didn't know how to solve it. So she was like, if you solve this problem, you get an A in the class. And I spent a couple nights working on this math problem. And guess what? I solved it." We were like, "What?"
Of course.
And he's like, "The problem was solved because if you read through it, and the way I did the problems, I did it my own way in my head, you realize that the problem is already incorrect, and you had to change the problem around to get the actual answer to the problem, which wasn't the problem in the first place. And I got an A." And then after that, we were just like, "Wow, that's really cool." And he's like,
we never went back to McDonald's at 3 a.m. again.
but he was just like, "Yep, it's a good time." And then he just left. He like walked out into the night and just disappeared.
Are you sure that wasn't the ghost of Albert Einstein?
It may have been.
Are you sure you didn't meet the ghost of Einstein? And he came up to him and was like, "What are you doing here at 3 a.m.?
Oh my god, this other
solving
time.
mathematical problem?"
No, okay, at Denny's. Or Denny's late night one time.
Why are you just up at night at 3 a.m. going to restaurants?
I'm hungry.
God.
There's this
Okay.
crazy guy. He comes in, he's wearing like a belt, like a crazy person belt, and he's got a sash on and he's got a ranger hat. And he was like, "1 coffee, cream." And he kept staring at us. Like the entire time, he'd just drink his coffee and just stare, just like, I thought he was a serial killer. And then he gets up, he leaves $1 tip for the lady, and he just walks away. Like, he didn't even get there in a car or anything. He just walks into the forest. Because there's like a forest preserve. And he's walked
Again,
there.
are you sure it wasn't the ghost of an old Western man? It's 3 a.m. That's the witching hour, man. There's danger happening then.
That's true. He could have been.
Are we gonna get to a story? Who's gonna tell about times you saw ghosts after 3 a.m. at restaurants?
All right, here's some stories. We got teacher Jessica Vanessa quits to twerk on Vine.
I saw that. Here's the thing. More power to that girl.
Yep.
She's making a fortune shaking her ass on Vine. Good for her.
She
Good for
is.
her. Shake what your mama made you.
We have the people have spoken, not smoking. These are
That'd be a great headline for a pot article. The people have spoken.
the people have spoken, man. And they've listed the top snobbiest cities in America.
Oh, let's do that. Let's do
right.
that one.
So who says New Yorkers are snobs? Says
Everyone.
Everyone. Not Travis Levius, a Big Apple photographer who has found that another city along the Northeast Corridor has more attitude.
Boston?
In D.C., it's all
Oh, of
about
course.
what you do. You can be among New York City's elite if you're an artist, but in D.C., that might get you, at best, a look of bless your little heart.
So,
So
they
DC,
still.
all right, DC, that makes sense. Of course,
Yeah.
it's going to be snobby. But New York is still number 2.
Well, this lady, Katrina, still says New York is number 1. New
You
York
can't
City.
have it both in the same article.
Well, she's disagreeing with him.
Well, do we have a
Then-
list of snobby cities, or are they just
Yeah.
going to fight over New York?
So she says New York's number 1, Miami is number 2.
Oh,
LA.
Miami's big because Miami's like, hey, you famous drug lord or something. That's all I know. That's all I know about Miami.
That's all I know about
1980s
Miami,
TV
too.
shows. Drug lords, drug
really all it
lords,
still
and
is.
women with big asses. That's literally all I know.
Yep. Number 3 is LA, of course.
That's right.
A shopping snob's paradise, as they say here.
That is, look, having been to places that I think I told the story before. When I had friends from Norway come out here, I took them to a bunch of different stores because their money was just it could go further here. And so we went to like really, really fancy stores. And I have never felt so out of place in my life. It was awkward.
I mean, that's what happens when you're from Norway. You're just like, wow, look at the American Walmart stores. It's
No,
like,
not that. We went to like Louis Vuitton stores.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. They look at that like it's Walmart.
Oh, yeah, it was crazy. It was like, this is so cheap. It was like an $800 pair of shoes. I was like, you've lost your damn mind.
You crazy.
This is the cheapest thing my girlfriend will love it. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, number 4 is Washington, D.C. Number 5 is Boston.
I knew Boston would be up there. Boston's
mean,
pretty snobby.
They have like Harvard and all those schools.
Yeah, they got douches in Harvard. Ugh, Harvard. You're stupid.
Harvard.
I officially believe, and I will fundamentally go to the grave believing this, half the people at Harvard are idiots.
I agree.
The other half are probably very smart, but
Yeah. Half of them are just
they work their ass to get in there, and the other half are like,
rich people.
my father, Charles Excelsior III Esquire, owns 3 wings of Harvard, and so I was given the opportunity to attend.
That's who it is.
It doesn't make you smart, it just makes you rich.
Makes
Which
you
I guess I guess it makes you smart. Shit, what the hell do I know?
Yeah, what do you know?
I'm not a millionaire. Clearly I'm doing something wrong. Clearly I'm not smart enough to be a millionaire.
Number 6, Tampa Bay.
Sure.
Number
Okay.
7 is Dallas.
What? Dallas, I mean,
Dallas.
that's like southern snobbery, though. Like,
Yeah.
Texas really should be the number 1 snobbiest state.
It should. They're just
Everyone in Texas is like, we're just better than everyone because we're from Texas. Don't mess with us. It's big down here. Whatever.
we're
whatever,
just our
Texas.
own country.
Whatever. No one,
Yeah.
you know what? People stopped caring about Texas a long time ago.
Yeah. Long
Just
time
no
ago.
one cares anymore. The only reason why you're in the news is because you're the buffer with Mexico, and so we have to hear about you.
You got barbecue.
That's it. Oh, other states have barbecue. You're on your own, Texas.
Yeah.
Southern barbecue isn't a Texas thing anymore. I'm just gonna say it. Texas, be your own state. Go be your own thing.
Yeah, go be your own.
We're done. We're breaking up, Texas. We're done. You were too full of yourself. And all you want to do is talk about yourself. And every time we went on dates, all you did was talk about all the things you're going through. Well, You know what, Texas? The rest of us are doing stuff too.
Yeah. Go to Harvard.
We're going to get Canada. We're bringing Canada in.
Yeah.
Canada will be
I
our
like
new
Canada.
state.
They have
I
hockey.
like Canada. Yeah, Canada's great. We'll make all the different territories of Canada one state.
I mean, that's enough people in it to be a state.
Yeah, now it's big. Now it's bigger than you, Texas. How about that?
Yeah, how about that? Number 8, San Francisco.
For creating online beef with the entire state of Texas. I have no problem with that.
So San Francisco, because they're just, San Francisco. Salt Lake City is number 9.
Salt Lake City?
How did down-to-earth Utah end up in a top 10 for being snobbish? Perhaps because any city can ramp up its elegance when it wants to. Salt Lake has the Italian marble-laden Grand America Hotel and the quaintly strollable 15th and 15th neighborhood where you'll find the King's English Bookshop and the Paris Bistro.
What? They have one hotel and 2 shops, and they're like, this is too fancy for... You know what? This entire thing seems invalid now.
It does.
I once went to a city that had 2 bookstores. Intolerable! The snobbery here is just too high.
Yeah. Like, what is this?
You know what? I think, once again, you have stumbled upon a shitty article.
It's from Yahoo News.
There you go.
What are you gonna
Yahoo
expect?
News, once again, continuing to suck.
Like
All
Chicago.
right, guys.
Hold on. No. I gotta say, Chicago isn't even on the list. And
That's
they're
'cause
like,
all the meatballs. There's nothing snobby about being a meatball.
that's true. They just kind of go to sports events and be like, hey, I like the meatballs.
Hey, I'm surprised Portland, Oregon isn't on that list.
Oh, that's true. That's like hipster central.
Portland, yeah, hipsters are the snobbiest people on the planet. I don't. You know what? That's stupid. That's a stupid list.
Yeah, it's a stupid list.
Oh, well. We'll find a better article next time.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, that's it. Thank you for watching. And as always, to be continued.